"I can't breathe," cried the alien woman. But when he lifted the cover, his heart stopped. The mining domes of Calliope, 9 were never quiet. Even in the dead of night, the hiss of oxygen recyclers, the creak of shifting metal under the alien world winds, and the low thrum of the generators kept settlers from forgetting they lived one mistake away from vacuum. Aaron Trask knew those sounds like his own heartbeat. He had worked the colony mines for 6 years. Lungs caked with dust, knuckles raw, and sleep always a few hours too short. But tonight, something else joined the rhythm of the machines, something that didn't belong. A cry, faint, muffled, almost drowned beneath the wind claw at the dome's outer walls. Aaron froze mid-step in the corridor outside the ore refinery. He pulled his helmet lamp around and frowned. Crying wasn't unusual. Workers broke down sometimes. People died out here, often painfully. But this cry wasn't human. It was higher, rasping, wet, and threaded through the sound were words and broken trade common. "I can't breathe." Aaron's throat tightened. The miners had been warned. If they ever found an alien on colony grounds, they were to report it immediately. The Zythan, native to Calliope 9, weren't supposed to survive long near human settlements. Too fragile, too different. But the voice was coming from somewhere close. Aaron followed, each step echoing in the steel corridor until he reached the supply wing. A stack of unused insulation covers lay heaped in a corner, and beneath one, something moved. The cry came again. Aaron dropped to one knee and pulled the cover aside. His heart stopped. Beneath the tarp lay a woman, or what his mind first tried to call a woman. She was alien, yet heartbreakingly familiar in shape. Her skin shimmered a pale, opalescent blue, glistening with condensation, as if her very body leaked water. Her long hair clung wet against her throat. Silver threads tangled like seaweed. 2 delicate gill slits fluttered along her ribs, opening and closing desperately. Her chest heaved as if every breath cost her life. Her enormous eyes fixed on him, liquid black, reflective like pools at midnight. "I can't," she coughed, body spasming. "Please." Aaron's first instinct was to slam the tarp back down and pretend he had seen nothing. The company didn't forgive trespassers, alien or human. Harboring one could mean expulsion into the waste, which was a slow death sentence. But as he watched, she clawed weakly at her own throat, her hands trembling, her breath shallow. She was dying, and he couldn't walk away. Aaron tore off his own rebreather mask and pressed it gently to her face. She jerked at the sudden rush of clean air, inhaling sharply, then sagged against the cold metal floor. Her voice was stronger when she whispered, "You saved me." Aaron shook his head. "Not for long. This air's no good for you. You shouldn't even be here." Her lips curved into something like a smile, though her teeth glimmered sharp in the dim light. "I had to come." He smuggled her into his quarters, though the risk made his stomach churn. The alien woman barely weighed more than child, her limbs fragile, her skin slick as though she carried an ocean inside her. He set her near his recycler vent where the air was wetter, and she drank greedily from the condensation tube. When she finally spoke again, her voice was steadier. "My name is Sarah." Aaron hesitated before answering. "Aaron." Her eyes lingered on him as though memorizing his features. "Aaron, you hear me. Others do not. Others close ears." He knew she was right. The mining company had been clear. The Zythan were primitive, dangerous, incompatible with human survival. They were to be avoided. Yet here she was, not attacking, not dangerous, just desperate. "What were you doing near the dome?" he asked. Her gills fluttered once. "Searching. We lost our water pads. The machines poisoned them. My kin cannot breathe." Her voice cracked. "I came to beg." Aaron's stomach knotted. The mining pumps pulled deep from Calliope's underground rivers, refining coolant and stripping minerals. He had seen what the process left behind, bone-dry tunnels where nothing living remained. "You'll die if they find you here," he muttered. Her hand, damp and trembling, reached for his. "Then hide me, please, for my people." For 3 days, Aaron kept her secret. He stole nutrient packs, filled canisters with distilled water, and adjusted the recycler to vent more moisture into his cabin. She grew stronger, though the cramped room left her restless. At night, he woke to her soft humming, a sound that reminded him of waves crashing far away. Though he had never seen an ocean, she told him stories of the Zython, of vast underground lakes lit by bioluminescent gardens, of families who moved like schools of fish, of songs that traveled through water for miles. Aaron listened, entranced, though guilt gnawed at him. Every story she told was another reminder of what his company was destroying. On the 4th night, sirens wailed through the dome. A patrol sweep. Aaron's blood ran cold. He shoved Sarah beneath his bunk just as the door hissed open and 2 security officers stepped inside. Routine inspection. One barked, scanning the room with a sensor. Stray signals detected near the sector. Aaron forced his voice steady. "Probably just my recycler. It's old." The second officer lifted the tarp covering his supply trunk. Aaron's pulse hammered, his hand hovering near the tool rack in case he had to fight. After what felt like hours, the officers moved on. The door hissed shut. From under the bunk came Sarah's trembling whisper. "You risk your life for me." Aaron sank down beside her, rubbing his face. "Yeah, and I don't even know why." Her black eyes shone. "Because you still have a heart." But hearts couldn't change corporations. The following week, Aaron overheard supervisors bragging about sealing off another underground channel. It would cut the Zython off from their breeding grounds entirely. They would suffocate in their own homes. That night, Sarah clutched his arm. "You must show them. Show your people what they are doing, or mine will perish." Aaron stared at her, at the alien woman whose every breath was a struggle in his world, who should have been his enemy, but now filled his thoughts every waking hour. "I can't," he whispered. "They won't listen." "Then show me," she said. "I will carry the truth." He smuggled her out through a maintenance hatch, down into the abandoned shafts where the company had already drained the veins dry. The tunnels were tombs, empty stones slick with residue, reeking of chemical rot. Sarah collapsed to her knees, pressing her hands against the damp stone, a keening cry tearing from her throat. "So many gone," she wept. Aaron knelt beside her, helpless. "I'm sorry." Her gills flared, and when she looked at him, her eyes blazed with grief and fury. "You are not all like them, Aaron. You saved me. You can save more." Before he could answer, a light swept across the tunnel. Voices echoed, security patrols again. "Unauthorized personnel. Step away." Aaron grabbed Sarah's hand and pulled her into the shadows, but it was too late. The guards leveled rifles. "Target identified. Zython trespasser. Stand down." Aaron shouted, but his voice broke. Sarah's grip tightened. "Aaron, let me go." Her body began to shimmer, water streaming from her skin. She drew breath so deep it rattled the walls and released a piercing wail.